Welcome to Canada Visa. Today we are going deep into the Canada Study Permit 2026 situation, because the new updates coming from CIC News 2025 have created a wave of concern among international students. Many students were hoping that 2026 would bring easier policies and smoother pathways, but the reality appears to be the opposite. The information emerging so far shows that 2026 may become one of the most challenging years for study permit approvals, especially for those who rely on simpler application processes, low proof of funds, or weaker academic backgrounds. The biggest concern students are talking about is the tightening of study permit approvals. IRCC is preparing to adjust the intake caps again, and the early signals show that the caps will not increase. Instead, they may become stricter. Officials have been pointing out that Canada's housing crisis, lack of community services, and pressure on the education system make it necessary to reduce the number of incoming students. This means that your study permit application in 2026 will be competing for fewer seats, and only strong profiles will stand out. Students who previously relied on average grades, minimal financial documents, or simple letters of intent may find themselves facing higher refusal rates. Another major update concerns provinces. Every province has been asked to reassess how many international students they can realistically accommodate. Provinces like Ontario, British Columbia, Nova Scotia, and Manitoba have already expressed concerns about overcrowding, lack of host families, shortage of part-time job opportunities, and pressure on public transportation. Because of this, several provinces are reportedly preparing to reduce institutional seats. This will especially affect students applying to small private colleges, as these colleges are often the first to face restrictions. Some institutions are receiving warnings to reduce their enrollments or risk losing their DLI designation. When a college loses its DLI status, international students can no longer apply for a study permit through that institution. This is why 2026 applicants must be extremely careful when selecting their college or university. Choosing a random private college to save money or to receive an easy admission letter could be a dangerous decision. You must focus on institutions that are stable, government-regulated, and known for consistent compliance with IRCC rules. Financial requirements are also becoming a major barrier. The updated cost of living requirement announced in late 2025 will remain in effect throughout 2026. And there is strong speculation that IRCC may increase it again due to rising inflation. In earlier years, students could show minimal funds and still get approval. But now, IRCC wants to ensure that every student arriving in Canada is able to support themselves for at least one full year without relying excessively on part-time work. This means you must show funds for tuition, accommodation, food, transportation, books, and everyday expenses. For many families, this new financial requirement has doubled the cost of sending a child to study in Canada. Another important concern is the upcoming review of the off-campus work policy. Many students are hoping that unlimited work hours will become permanent, but IRCC has repeatedly signaled that this is unlikely. Government officials believe the primary purpose of a student visa is education, not employment. They are worried that students who work long hours may neglect their studies, which could damage the reputation of the education system. Because of this, stricter work hours may return, possibly even lower than before. This will create financial pressure for students who depend on part-time jobs to cover rent or day-to-day expenses. The impact on family applications is also becoming clear. Spouses and children of international students may face longer processing times and higher refusal rates. IRCC wants to reduce the number of people entering Canada through the study route, especially those who apply with the intention of securing permanent residency rather than focusing on education. Married students, or those who want to bring dependents along, may face additional scrutiny. Officers will carefully examine the financial ability of the sponsoring student, and any weakness in income or savings could result in a refusal. This is worrying for many candidates who saw Canada as a path where they could study and keep their families close. Another change that is expected relates to post-graduation work permits. CIC News reports that IRCC may restrict PGWP access for certain programs or institutions. This means that some colleges, especially smaller private ones offering short or non-specialized courses, may no longer give students automatic eligibility for a post-graduation work permit. This could affect thousands of students who rely on the PGWP pathway to gain Canadian work experience and eventually apply for permanent residency. Universities and public colleges may continue to offer PGWP eligibility, but their admission and financial requirements may rise due to increased demand. The challenges also extend to visa processing times. As IRCC tightens its review system, processing may take longer than usual. Officers are now spending additional time reviewing documents for authenticity, checking financial statements, verifying admission letters, and ensuring that students understand the purpose of their program. This has already caused delays for many 2025 applicants, and the same pattern is expected to continue into 2026. The situation is even more difficult for students from developing countries like Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Nepal, Nigeria, and Kenya. These countries often face higher refusal rates due to concerns about financial stability, genuine intentions, and ties to the home country. With the new 2026 restrictions, officers may become even more cautious when reviewing applications. This does not mean students from these countries cannot succeed. It simply means they must prepare stronger and more organized applications. One thing IRCC has repeatedly emphasized is the importance of the study plan. Your study plan is not just a formality, it is the heart of your application. Officers want to understand why you chose your program, how it connects to your past education, how it benefits your future career, and why Canada is the right place for your studies. A vague or generic study plan can lead to quick refusals. In 2026, your explanation must be clear, logical, and supported by evidence. Students must also ensure their financial documents are transparent. IRCC is becoming strict about suspicious bank transactions, incomplete bank statements, unverified income sources, or sudden large deposits. Officers want to see stable financial patterns over time, not last-minute account increases. If your financial situation is weak, you must fix it months before applying. Another issue is the rising cost of living. Inflation in Canada has affected everything, including housing, groceries, transportation, and health services. Students who arrive with minimal funds may struggle to survive, which is why IRCC is taking this issue seriously. Provinces have been asking the federal government to control student intake because local communities are unable to support so many newcomers at once. As the 2026 intake approaches, many immigration experts are advising students to start working on their documents early. This means preparing your bank statements, securing sponsorship letters, collecting school transcripts, gathering experience certificates, writing a strong study plan, and choosing the right institution. Waiting until the last minute may result in rushed or incomplete applications, increasing the chances of refusal. Despite all these challenges, Canada remains one of the most popular destinations for international students. The quality of education, multicultural environment, openness to immigrants, and opportunities for growth continue to attract millions. The purpose of these new restrictions is not to stop students from coming, but to ensure that only genuine, financially prepared, and academically committed individuals enter the system. The key for 2026 applicants is preparation. If you can show strong academics, clear financial support, a well-explained purpose of study, and a logical career plan, then your chances of approval will improve. Students who fail to prepare early, who apply through weak institutions, or who rely on unrealistic plans may face disappointment. Thank you for staying till the end. If you want to stay ahead of every update on Canada immigration, study permits, and policy changes, make sure you stay connected with Canada Visa. Your future matters, and the right information at the right time can change everything. I'll keep bringing you clear, honest, and timely updates so you can plan your journey with confidence. Take care, stay prepared, and I'll see you in the next update.